Welcome, everybody. I am very excited to be here with Trey Parker and Matt Stone on the 24th anniversary of South Park. Amazing show that features the good, the bad, and the ugly, about Colorado, about America, really about ourselves. I'm sure many of you watch the show regularly, and we're all excited as fans to see that it was renewed for a number of additional seasons. This is also very special for Trey and Matt because they both grew up here, have strong Colorado ties we'll talk about, but this is the first time that they've been together in the same place at the same time in Colorado in about a decade. And we want to welcome you to our great state. And you have such an amazing cast of characters in South Park universe. If we're looking for like a mascot that represents Colorado, what South Park character do you think would be just like a great mascot to kind of represent who Colorado is?
I'd say Mr. Hanky, just because I think I'd just like to see Mr. Hanky as a mascot.
It would be good, a little edgy, he's friendly, very nice, you know, get that holiday spirit in.
Yeah, I think Tally, Mr. Hanky or Tally, you know, with the weed industry here and now, like that people know that about Colorado. And Tally, we made Tally to be like a terrible character. That was the original conception. Was like, why would you make a character out of a towel? And it's turned out to be honestly one of our more popular characters. It really has.
We love them both. I think Tally and Mr. Hanky would both be good mascots for our state. So. You know, another kind of important theme that you've covered in your show, it's been really seeing the trajectory of, you know, man, bear, pig, right? So in the early years, you know, is it alarmist? Is it real? And then, of course, sadly, you know, we all know it's all too real. The air is a little better in Colorado today, but up until today, there's been really bad air quality because of the California fires, the Dixie fires and others. We've had mudslides in our canyon because of our fires. So, you know, man, bear, pig, unfortunately, is all too real. You know, Colorado is really a leader in the fight against man, bear, pig. But what it takes, as you know, man, bear, pig can you know, if they're making progress other places in the world, it affects us. So how do we defeat this menace of man, bear, pig? Now that we know it's real, now that we're alert, what do you think we need to do as a state, as a society, as a world to defeat man, bear, pig?
Well, I mean, our job was just to educate everyone that MVP was real and that MVP was out there, and that's all we were trying to do.
He really hates carbon taxes, that's for sure. Okay. Yeah, he's really afraid of those. It's like, that's his garlic.
That's good. That's what we need. We need the garlic for man, bear, pig.
I don't know. Yeah.
And I think education is the key role, right? Because like there were people, and there probably are still people that just sort of close their eyes, deny it's here, and you know, it's something that the science is clear on, but it's also like our lived experience with the fires and drought and everything else. So.
Al Gore tried to tell us, and we didn't believe it. We're like, that man, Al Gore was right.
He was right. He was right. So you know, as we recover, you know, from the pandemic, Colorado has great outdoor areas, great recreation opportunities. I think a lot of folks want to know, and we'd like to know, what are some of your favorite spots across Park County, that is the real Park County, the real Colorado, some of which overlaps with your Colorado. But what are some of your favorite things to do growing up now? Like, what do you like about our state, about Park County? What are some of the attractions?
I grew up in Conifer, so that just up 285, and so we would just go over Kenosha Pass and go. That South Park to us was always the place where you would talk about there were UFO sightings, and just because it was just this weird place, you know, at the time that not many people lived in. And so for us, it was the place we would always talk about weird things happening, and we would go drive around South Park and look for the government base, the entrance to the government bases underground. We never found them, but they're there.
So keep looking.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. I mean, I used to drive through Park County to go to, well, I call it Buena Vista, but I just recently learned it is Buena Vista.
We call it BV because no one
wants to argue about this, but to go to the Great Sand Dunes. I went there a bunch growing up.
Yeah.
I'm from Littleton. I grew up in Littleton. My mom still lives there. My sister lives in Denver. We go to Steamboat all the time.
Yeah, we have a place in
I'm a snowboarder, so skiing here and snowboarding. I don't know. I come here a couple times a year, at least once in the winter, once in the summer. You come here probably more often than I do. I mean,
yeah, I'm in Colorado.
Yeah, we got friends and family.
A couple months every year.
Well, we welcome you back more, and we do want to highlight that our income tax rate is much lower than New York and California. We're like 4.5%. So, you know, if there's...
I think it's safe to say if we could live here, we probably would.
There you go.
Yeah, that tax thing we have thought about.
Well, we appreciate you visiting any time. Now, the elephant in the room, because this has been a big deal in Colorado, as you know. have taken our kids to Casa Bonita. I grew up going there. You guys, I'd probably been there as kids. That's kind of what inspired the very accurate portrayal in the show.
Yeah.
I mean, some things you exaggerate or change.
It came from experience.
Yeah, that's like Casa Bonita. Coloradans would love any details about what's going on or with our iconic institution, and just open-ended. What can you tell us?
Okay, well, we have something to announce. We have some news. We have some breaking news.
And I don't know.
As of about an hour ago, so I have to qualify this, pending bankruptcy proceedings that this will have to happen in a couple of months. We've come to an agreement with the owner, and we bought it.
Yeah.
Congratulations! Oh my gosh, congratulations.
That's awesome. It's such a great day. It's such a wonderful day. We did it.
I did not know that going in.
That's what we've been waiting on.
We knew that we were allowed to ask the question, but we did not know. That is so awesome.
Again, it has to go through a proper
if it goes through,
thing,
right.
But we're on the
So
verge.
if it goes
we
through,
have an agreement, and we're on the verge of having.
And if it goes through, can you promise us that cliff driving gorillas will remain?
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to keep all the
two
best
guys
stuff.
in gorilla suits running around.
Yeah, we'll get 2 gorilla suits.
Yeah.
But we also know that there's a lot of people in Colorado that have been working on, that love Casa Bonita and working on, and so we're excited to work with everybody and make it the place we all want to make it.
Yeah, and they'd love to. I think they've raised some money on GoFundMe, and maybe they can sponsor part of it or something. And
they're welcome. Yeah, we're going to figure out how to
We'll
include them.
figure it out together.
Absolutely.
And then the other thing, now that we know this, we all love Casa Bonita. The one area that we all love to see an upgrade, I think I speak on behalf of everybody who patronizes Casa Bonita, is the food could be a little better. You've probably heard that.
I think it could be a little more than a little better.
A little. There you go.
It's bad when I took my daughter when she was 4 and she was like, if a kid can't stomach it, it's pretty bad.
It was like survive the food, stay for the experience.
Yeah.
We love, maybe some grown in Colorado.
No. I mean, I think everyone knows the potential of what that place can be, and we certainly do, and I think it's going to be an awesome.
Well, it really is.
thing.
Again, everything should work out, but it is.
Yeah.
It really is. Like my wife said it to me when I was telling her about it a couple weeks ago, and she goes, "Every time you talk about Casa Bonita, your eyes light up in this way that it doesn't happen in any other way.
It's like a magical place.
Yes.
When we first were talking about it, before I knew it was possible, the first conversation we had, I was driving and the phone rings and I put it on the speaker and Matt goes, "Okay, I don't want you to get too excited." This was a long. We've actually been working on this a long time.
Yeah.
People think that we just threw our hat, and we've actually
on gorilla suits, man.
Yeah. Well, we clicked. I even because of course everyone wants to jump in off the cliff into the pool, and they're like. And we actually had a big party there where we had a private party at Casa Bonita when we opened Book of Mormon here several years ago. And I was like, we have private party. Can you do that? And they're like, no, you can't do it. You'd have to own the place.
Trey's gonna belly flop off that thing.
So now available for any private parties you want. So well, we are so excited. So that is and as I said, it's one of the things on South Park which was really accurately portrayed. I mean, that was just like for people around the country, they're like, that seems like they made it up. Like that couldn't be, but like it is. So that's really cool. Congratulations. Hopefully that'll work through.
Yeah.
We all saw in your South Park vaccination special, which was great. All the old folks getting it. Colorado was just like the rest of the country. Everybody's fighting for it. It was like over 70 and then over 60, and now like there's a totally different situation. There's enough vaccine, but it turns out there's like a sizable part of the population that doesn't seem to want to protect themselves, which I thought is very weird. Any plans to do like a follow-up special, and what do you have to personally to say about, as somebody who's, rightly skeptical of government and all that, did you get vaccinated and
well, it's usually when you ask a celebrity,
Yeah.
Did you get vaccinated or not, it's either yes, I did, or that's a personal question. So yes, we did. But
yes, we did. There's just a lot of people who it's a personal question for, I guess. You know what I mean? So many people, it's a private decision.
And we take that as a no.
It's like, just say no. Just say no. These big tough football players getting up and being like, it's a personal decision. It's
just
like,
say no. I don't want to. Okay. All right.
Fine, whatever. Luckily, that is going to give us a lot more pandemic specials.
Yeah,
The pandemic will just keep going.
It's just like,
so now we can do more pandemic specials. Thanks a lot.
I mean, it's just like science solved this thing, but then people screwed up the solution. So that's a great formula for you, but it's a bad formula for...
That's why we've been around for 24 years.
people aren't that smart, what I mean? And that helps us.
That's a really good bankable concept you got there. So earlier earlier this year, state of Colorado auctioned off license plates to raise money to support Coloradans with disabilities, supporting all sorts of great causes. One of those license plates was Tegrity on it, and it was one of the highest selling plates, $5,000 that it raised for charity. The only one that beat it was Is It 420? And we raised over $50,000 for charity. And I would like to present you with, we had these made up. These are not for vehicles. They're not
nice.
rated, but these are souvenir Integrity license plates for officially for Colorado.
Thank
They'll
you.
go up on your wall in your office, and I wanted to,
that's amazing.
on
Thank
behalf
you.
of the state,
We finally have some integrity.
I know,
give you
yeah.
this. And most of all, I want to thank you for being here today. We all look forward to the adventures of Kenny and Cartman and Kyle and Stan and the entire family, especially as they explore Colorado and Park County. And we know that University of Colorado, where you both met, has a special role in your hearts and minds, and that our state is really proud to be fictionalized and memorialized through South Park, and we're grateful for everything you do for the state of Colorado and everything you will do, and we're excited to see what comes next with Casa Bonita. So thank you for joining us, Matt.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you.
you.
Thank you. It was really fun.
Goodbye, America.